687 at the southern border. You know, we're less than 2 weeks into President Trump's presidency. Do you think these tariffs are a good idea?
Yeah, Canada's got to do their bit. Look, they got about 41 million people. We got 330 million people. You want access to our markets, you got to protect your border. We are having encounters of nearly 37,000 people coming across the border from Canada and the United States. Now it's closer to like 200,000. The numbers have gotten out of control. The fentanyl's coming across. The other things are coming across. They're taking advantage of our markets. I'm glad we finally have a president who's saying, no, I'm going to stand up. And can't Chuck Schumer stand up for America? He's out touting Mexican products? Ben, what about talking about, I don't know, I don't drink beer, but Budweiser, Coors comes to mind. There are other American companies you could stand up for. And by the way, that's a guy who doesn't even know how to grill a burger. So I don't take a lot of advice from him.
And last time I checked, you can grow avocados in the United States.
We do.
I know we do. It's a fact. You know, Alicia, President Trump explains why the U.S. he explains why he feels that we must impose these tariffs. Take a listen.
We really have to do that because we have very big deficits with those countries. Those tariffs may or may not rise with time.
And now, some of these people listening to that may or may not rise with times. This could potentially lead to higher prices in the grocery store, at the gas pump, and that is one of the main driving issues behind the November election. You know, what could this potentially mean now, and what about the upcoming midterms in a couple years?
Right. Now, the president has said that if these countries do impose retaliatory strikes, tariffs rather, that he would then expand our side of the tariffs here. So as Americans are watching this, Democrats definitely are watching from a strategic standpoint, because we still don't know what the impact could be if these countries see some relief, if they do acquiesce to some of the requests made by President Trump here. So I think we're going to wait and see. Democrats definitely will need this on the campaign trail to work for them, because right now they don't really have a lot going for them. So we'll have to see.
Well, Todd, speaking of the Liberal Party, I mean, President Trump is teasing, you know, Canada being the 51st state, but the Liberal Party of Canada is a complete mess. Just like what happened to President Biden, Trudeau's being ousted by his own party before their upcoming election. What do you think this is going to do for the Canadian election coming up in October?
When their prime minister currently, who will be out in a few weeks, makes such an ignorant statement like that, I think it makes it more and more likely that the Liberal Party is going to be so far gone in Canada going forward, and they are going to want to have a partner with Donald J. Trump going forward. And you know how I know that statement was ignorant? Because he talks about people vacationing in the summer in Florida. People in Florida get out of Florida in the summer. Nobody's vacationing in Florida in the summer. But let's get serious for a moment. Let's block out all the noise. Let's block out the Star-Spangled Banner booing and all that other stuff. What Mexico and Canada are fighting for is to continue to allow illegal fentanyl and illegal aliens to come into our country. At its core, that's what they're fighting for. So you have to take a step back and say, why would they fight for the destruction of our country so much? Because if they just did the right thing and said, okay, we're going to close up shop, no more fentanyl, no more illegal aliens coming to your country, these tariffs go away. So we need to block out all the noise and realize fundamentally, Trump is trying to save American lives. And before I conclude, Charles Gasparino, our colleague, made a really good point when it comes to Mexico. He said, the tariffs are the light way that Donald Trump's going about this. Because if Donald Trump really wants to lay the heavy hand of America down on him, he will send the Navy SEALs in to destroy the cartels, and it'll be done in 3 days. So tariffs, not that bad at first look.
Well, if Trudeau actually admits that there is an immigration problem, then he's going to be admitting that his own failed immigration policies and asylum policies, which has led to this massive influx of migrants into his country, where they have all of these missing people from student visas. They get these easy visas, and now they're not even going to school anymore, and they're just coming into the United States for we don't even know why. It will be admitting his own policies have failed.
Can I just add that Justin Trudeau, I really don't care what he thinks. He's irrelevant at this point. You know who loves this? Our Americans love it. People that make their goods in America, they are better off. That's what Donald Trump said he was going to do, and that's what he's doing.
All right, well, turning now to Democrats, because they're also lost, and apparently new leadership isn't going to help them find their way. It's a scathing new expose. The New York Times conducted over 50 interviews with party members who feel Democrats have no coherent message, with the article saying, quote, there is little consensus on how or even whether to prioritize the party's traditional concerns like abortion rights, LGBTQ equality, and climate change. Some Democrats fear that even as those issues continue to